Welcome. Thanks for joining me. Donald Trump's return to the presidency has renewed scrutiny over the relationship between public policy, private prison companies, immigration enforcement, and presidential financial interests. Private prison companies have experienced significant gains following Trump's election victory and renewed emphasis on mass deportation policies. Investors anticipated a substantial increase in detention capacity. The largest beneficiaries have been the GEO Group and the Core Civic. Financial analysts attributed much of this surge in their valuations to expectations that immigration and customs enforcement would require tens of thousands of additional detention beds. Several analyses projected hundreds of millions of dollars in new government contracts if detention capacity expanded significantly. Reality versus expectation. History also provides an important qualification. During Trump's first presidency between 2017 and 2021, immigration detention increased substantially. Attorney General Jeff Sessions reversed to Obama-era policy that had been reducing the use of private prisons. However, the industry's revenues and profits grew much more slowly than many investors expected. For example, Financial Times reported that GEL Group's revenue increased by only about 8% between 2016 and 2020, while net income actually declined during that period. Core Civic experienced similarly modest revenue growth despite the policy changes. This demonstrates that stock prices overreact to political expectations faster than company earnings. Trump's personal wealth. Trump's presidency has coincided with major increases in his estimated personal wealth. Also, much of that growth stems from assets that fluctuate independently of his presidential salary. Major contributors include Trump's media technology group, real estate holdings, golf resorts, licensing agreements, cryptocurrency-related ventures, and other investments and investment holdings. Independent estimates have placed his wealth in the multi-billion-dollar range, though exact figures vary considerably because many assets are privately held or volatile. Has the presidency been financially lucrative? Well, to answer that question, we have to look at various factors. Directly, the presidential salary, $400,000 annually, is significant or insignificant compared with Trump's broader business interests. Indirectly, analysts have noted that the presidency can increase the visibility of Trump branded businesses, influence market perceptions of companies connected to his policy agenda, enhance the value of businesses associated with his public profile, create opportunities for licensing, media exposure, and investment gains. At the same time, ethics experts have raised concerns about potential conflict of interests, particularly where government decisions may affect industries or businesses in which a president has financial interests. These concerns have been the subject of ongoing public debate rather than definitive legal findings. Prison safety concerns. Private prisons have faced long-standing criticism regarding safety and oversight. Reports and investigations have documented concerns including understanding high employee turnover, violence within facilities, inadequate medical care, poor living conditions, and limited transparency compared with publicly operated prisons. Supporters argue that private operators provide additional detention capacity when government facilities are full, while cities contend that profit incentives may conflict with inmate welfare and accountability. Analytics. The winners are the private prison operators, companies providing detention services, contractors supplying immigration enforcement infrastructure, investors who anticipated increased detention demand. Financial drivers. Expanded ICE detention contracts, report reopening of previously idle facilities, increased federal spending on immigration enforcement, expectations of larger deportation operations. The risks are political changes, court challenges, funding uncertainty, public backlash, human rights litigation, ethical and government concerns. The available evidences suggests that Trump's policy agenda has significantly benefited the market outlook for private prison companies, particularly through expectations of expanded immigration detention. However, historical data shows that large stock gains don't necessarily translate into equally large increases in company profits. Similarly, while Trump's overall wealth has increased substantially during and around his return to office, it is difficult to conclude that the presidency alone caused that increase. Much of this growth is linked to the appreciation of his broader business portfolio, including media and other investments, rather than the presidential office itself. The broader debate remains concentrated and centered on ethics, transparency, and whether elected officials should return substantial private business interests while serving in public office. Thank you so much for your presence. Looking forward to see you in the next video, and don't forget to let me know your opinions in the comments. Make sure I'll read them all and respond them whenever appropriate. Thanks again.